All right, so the goal of this problem is to determine the degree of V4. G is a simple graph with vertices V1 to V5. All right, now the way to do this is to use an adjacency matrix. All right, now you can think of an adjacency matrix as really just a grid. So let's do that. V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. All right, and we can even draw these little grid lines in there to keep ourselves organized. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's a simple graph, so there are no self loops. So immediately we know there's zeros like that. Now we suppose that the degree of V1 and the degree of V2, or the degree of V1 and the degree of V3 and the degree of V5 is 4. Right, remember that the degree of V1 is the same as adding up all of the ones in the first column. Right, so if the degree of V1 is 4, then our adjacency matrix, we must have 1, 1, 1, and 1. Okay, now right, I didn't do this before, but remember this is our adjacency matrix. A is this thing, okay? V3, same idea. And V5, same idea, like so. All right, now remember that we have symmetry, right? So let's look at, say, this one right here. This one right here, that says that there's an edge from V2 to V1. Now, because there's an edge from V2 to V1, there's also an edge from V1 to V2. It's the same edge, right? So that means that we have to have a 1 there. Okay, so now we can play that same game. All right, so there's an edge from V3 to V1, so there's an edge from V1 to V3. Okay, we've got that already. There's an edge from V4 to V1, so there's an edge from V1 to V4. Going down the line, V5 to V1, so V1 to V5. That was already in there. All right, now let's just go down V3 now. Okay, so first I'm looking at V1, so V1, so V1, V3, V3, V1. Okay, that was already listed there. All right, let's look at this one. So here we have 2, 3, so we've got to have a 3, 2. So that'll be that one there. All right, it's the same idea. So 4, 3, 3, 4. Okay, that looks good. So 4, 3. So 4, 3, we have to have one at 3, 4. So we have a 1 there. 5, 3. So 5, 3, 3, 5. Okay, we already have that one. Now going down this row here, we have 1, 5, 5, 1, 2, 5, 2, 5, 5, 2, 3, 5, 5, 3. Okay, we already have that one. 4, 5, 5, 4. We have that like that. Okay. All right, so now we've got all those. Okay, so that tells us all that information, and now look, right? There's only 2 places that we don't know what it is yet. Now, what haven't we used? We haven't used the fact that the degree of V2 is not equal to 4. So if the degree of V2 is not equal to 4, it can't be bigger than 4. Right? It can't be bigger than 4, so it has to be less than 4. The degree of V2 is the sum along this column. It's already 3, so this has to be a 0. So if 4, 2 is a 0, that means that 2, 4 has to be a 0. And now the degree of V4 is this sum, 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1. That's 3. So the answer is 3.